SYFY Bartow.
Sure.
Made a lot of celebrity guest friends there. So
I'll drop a little something that I haven't even told Randee about yet, since it's your show. I have powers that be that I've been friends with for 20 plus years is working on getting me a big name star from a Star Trek movie.
Oh my goodness.
It's coming. It may not be this 21. It may not be 22, or it could be. But there's somebody coming. I'm working on it. No, if he was alive, yes.
Oh,
I'm so
God, I
excited
didn't know he's
because
dead. I'm sorry.
Sure, he is from the Abrams films.
Crickets. I am not a J.J. Abrams film Star Trek fan. I'm sorry. This is what I was worried about coming on your show. You guys are 10 years or more younger than I am. I'm 53. And I knew it was going to be a tag team because you guys look at movies and television shows and the streaming thing that I know nothing about. Yeah. And, if it isn't on a DVD or it doesn't come on antenna TV.
Well, I can already tell you, me and you are on the same page. Like, the Abrams films are like, hey, do you like Fast and Furious? Let's do it with Star Trek.
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is not Star Trek.
What I like about it.
A lot of things that broke my heart about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films is they put a fucking motorcycle in it, and there's nothing like that in the Star Trek world. They had wheels that used combustion engines.
They're
with the Beastie Boys soundtrack, which is
that was all right. I was okay with the Beastie Boys.
You know what? This younger generation needs to fall in love with Star Trek, and I think that's the way.
And we've talked about that on our show a lot too.
Are they doing another one?
Yes.
An Abrams one?
Yeah, it's not going to be Abrams, but it's with the same characters and premise.
What about the Quentin Tarantino one?
That's still up in the air. He still wants to do one, so
I let him. Like, who gives a shit?
Right.
It's
new age.
Yeah, it's new. Just do it. Like, who gives a shit?
Shut up, you young people. Get off my yard. You're on my grass.
Dude, Quentin Tarantino doing a original series Star Trek movie is going to blow your fucking tits off.
I know.
I can tell you right now.
Tarantino fan. I love his movies. Pulp Fiction is like in my top watch list. So on the DVDs. Well, I understand it. I get it. I'm an old school science fiction, not just Star Trek. Yeah. The wars, all the old movies and everything, and I get it. The wars.
He's so old he calls them the wars.
Yeah, the wars.
You know the wars. You mean Star Wars? No, motherfucker. I meant the wars.
That's what they call it. Y'all watch that '70s show? Anyway, I get it. It's got to bring in new blood and everything, but us old schoolers.
Yeah.
We don't like it because, we want it to be, the way that Captain Kirk and them made it. Then you watch, and I don't want to get into this because we're talking about SYFY Bartow, but the show Picard. I have hundreds of people hitting me up on Facebook going, "What did you think?"
In the grocery store.
In the grocery store, ever. What do you think of Picard? I said, "I haven't watched it." What do you mean? I said, because it's not really Star Trek.
Because, bitch, I don't got Wi-Fi.
I got Wi-Fi, number one. That's a monetary choice for me, by the way, not a techno. We've looked how to squeeze it into our budget. What do you mean you'd watch it on your phone and stuff? I said, listen, let me explain something to you. You can't see this. We're filming inside of the Talking Sci-Fi Studios, which is my Star Trek
compound.
Yeah, the compound. And I have a big screen television, big enough to be on the Starship Enterprise. And if I can't watch shit on that, I ain't watching. I ain't gonna like, hey, look at this, Lori, look at this. And me and Lori's faces all pressed up.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They ain't got no time for that. I want to see it on something big. And I don't have technology like that because I'm old, people. I'm old. Get off my grass. And that's why. Yeah, I drink Mexican beer.
Modelo.
Okay, but I picked it up. But anyway, SYFY Bartow. I want to get back on that real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we're running out of time here or whatever. But it's just I appreciate everyone that is a part of it. It's a lot of fun. It will always be a free to attend show as long as it's a family show. It's a fundraiser for Main Street Bartow Incorporated, which is an awesome group of people, and it helps all of our Main Street businesses. Like I said, we theme it every year. We have done Monsters vs. Aliens. We've done Star Trek. We've done Forbidden Planet. We've done superheroes. The Wrath of Khan. We just
time travel.
We did a steampunk. Yeah. We did steampunk last year. This year was Myths and Magic, which is based on that magic guy that has an H in his first name and a P in his last name. Can we say
Harry Twatter?
Yeah, Harry Twatter.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother convention we're doing later.
I thought you were going to say Hocus Pocus.
We're doing
No.
We're going to do Rise of the Robots for 2021, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And just because we theme it doesn't mean that our cosplayers and guests have to dress like that.
Yeah.
You saw
because they
Batman.
didn't do it this year. I mean, they've got that movie, The Magical Creatures and Where to Snatch Them and shit. And they weren't all.
Right.
We know where his viewing on the internet goes now with titles like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Another PH name hub ish porn. So there you go. But it's a lot of fun, and my wife and I, we did this, started SYFY Bartow because we thought it was just a joke. You know that, right?
Yeah, because you were like, let's see if we. This is why I love Sean. He goes, this is why, and I know he does not partake of this, but if he did, I'd be like, Sean went, let's just see if this motherfucker happened.
Right, yeah.
Let's just do a sci-fi convention and see what the fuck they say.
Thanks a lot, Snoop.
Yeah, exactly. Snoop Deuce. Like, I thought he was Snoop Deucing over there, like. Let's just see what the fuck they say. And they're like, yeah, we'll let you do a sci-fi convention, but you get one block. He's like,
I'll let you. All right, you're gonna make fun of me. I do not partake in the
the cannabis,
the bent cigarettes.
No.
I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
I've gotten deathly sick the 2 times that I've smoked in the last 20 years. Before I started my new job, because I have a strict no drinking.
No drinking, no doing drugs. And I'm making jokes. It's jokes, people. It's jokes.
Yeah, and we've made fun of it on our show before. But I must have been crazy that night because we were on the Facebook when it first started years ago.
He was on FaceSpace. He was on that Twitter sphere.
Yeah, that's Twitter sphere. And someone posed a question. It was my good friend Trish Pfeiffer, and she's been the mayor of Bartow, and she's a commissioner of Bartow. She posed a question on there, and it said, "Give us some ideas to bring businesses and awareness to downtown." I said, well, and I answered, I said, let's do a sci-fi convention. I looked at Laura and I said, watch this. They're going to laugh my ass off.
What time of night was that?
It was when I was drinking, if that's what you're getting at.
That's what I was getting at, yeah.
So,
allegedly. Let's say that so my lawyer can get paid this week. Allegedly.
So, all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, a post came back from Trish Pfeiffer, and she said, okay, let's get together and talk about it.
Oh, shit.
I took a 6-pack of Don't Laugh, Everybody, Smirnoff Ice with me, sat in her office one afternoon, and Sci-Fi Saturday, as it was called, became a thing.
Right.
And they gave me
one. That was the original name, I think, for the first 2 years was Sci-Fi
it was the first
Saturday.
2 years. And they gave me a block to do it in, one block, and I think they set me up to fail. And that's what my swing was, because it was a joke.
Allegedly.
Because we live in a very conservative town, Bartow, and they don't know anything about science fiction. They're big into art shows like the Bloomin' Arts and the Honeybee Festival and the chalk walks, all that. I don't want to make fun of it, and I'm not the snooty stuff.
No. We're not making fun of anything. Those are great events, and you guys should go see them. We love going to the Honeybee Festival everywhere,
great.
And then the Flower Festival, which
Bloomin' Arts, right?
Bloomin' Arts, we go to every year as a family. So you've got a lot of great events here in Bartow, but I think the crown jewel, in my humble opinion, is SYFY Bartow.
And it has grown into that. Like I said, the first year we drew about 2,500 people. 2,500.
Yep.
That's 2,500 for those in real Linda. So the next year we got an extra block. We drew about it was about 5,000 people came to that. And as the years grown, they changed the name to SYFY Bartow because they wanted to promote the town, which I thought was a great idea. We came up with an awesome logo, which you see here in the videos. It's I'll explain it to our listeners. It's the Polk County Courthouse. It kind of looks like the Capitol building on top of a UFO, and it really blends well together. Now we're at year 7 this past couple weeks, and we drew almost 35,000. That's 35,000. It was a little intimidating. Yes, we're still nowhere near what a mega convention or a Tampa Bay convention or whatever draws, but I'm giving places like Spooky and Tampa Bay a run for their money right now.
Yeah, I think you are. I really think you are, because now,
and I'm not trying to do that. It's just what it's grown into.
And it's no disrespect to Spooky Empire. It's a great convention. I love it. Tampa Bay Comic-Con, love it. But you're giving them a run for their money, and if they've got half a brain in their head, they'd be like, oh shit, like, this guy's running a convention for free. He is running it without having to pay to get in. Like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
you put him on notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've in pro wrestling, you've called him out. You've been like, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and come at me, bitch.
Right. That's
you
right.
know?
Well, I've seen other conventions that have been local in the Lakeland area. There have been a couple I'm not naming because I'm not into that. This is not a competition. It's just something we're doing for our town.
Right.
If you guys take it as, oh, he's trash, we're not. But when you come to the point to where you have this little convention, SYFY Bartow, and you have other conventions coming in and giving out flyers for their convention without asking permission, which I'm okay with people that do that, but ask. It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
I had to talk to someone at the car show this year that was doing the same thing. And I don't care. I want to promote. I think it's hilarious that these giant conventions that have been around for years are worried about a little street fair in Bartow, Florida, in the middle of nowhere.
You're not a little street fair anymore.
Well,
I think that's like saying, oh, I'm not nothing when you're the, you can't
The
act like
schnizzle to zizzle?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can't say that I'm a little street fair anymore. Like, you're a heavyweight champion at this point.
Well,
like, you're somebody that is a big name that's got the cock of the walk, and that's like, you can say, hey, we're a big convention. So, but I do agree, if you're another convention, which we love all you guys, you need to, you need to pay respect. You need to say, hey, do you mind if we come and do this at your convention? And Sean will probably tell you yes. 99% of the time.
I will.
But you need to have that respect, because I'm not going to lie. If I was in your position, I'd be pissed too, because that's disrespectful. You show up in somebody's backyard and take a big piss in it. Yeah, I ain't down with that shit.
I'll give you a smaller scale that you can relate to. I felt uncomfortable asking other podcasts to come to the show.
Well, and you came to me. It actually, and we'll be really real, when you started this show, you came to me and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing, this is what I want to do. And I said, do it, because I wanted you guys to do it, because I think you have a great voice, but also Sean has a great voice because he's a little bit older than me, and he's been deep in the sci-fi world, in the con world.
Yes.
You've been doing cons forever,
almost 30 years.
Yeah, way before SYFY Bartow, and I'm like, this guy knows sci-fi. Like, I want his voice out there on the internet, because he is the voice of the voiceless. He is the people that are that generation a little bit ahead of me, and can kind of say, like, I like this, I don't like this, like, and he gets it. And when he says something, to me, it's the gospel truth. Like, and I respect that and agree with that. So, like, I wanted, as soon as he said we're doing this, I'm like, dude, done. What can I do to help? Like, tell me what I can do to help you.
Right.
Because I want to see you guys succeed, because I think what you guys are doing is amazing.
Well, and it's and I've said this on our podcast and yours before in the past when we've been on y'all's show. Lori, my wife Lori, and I are the face and the head of sci-fi, but the body, which is people like Randee, Main Street Incorporated, and all my volunteers, they're the body, and without the body, the head cannot survive. And I've done Star Trek conventions and stuff. I've helped with them. I've worked with a great group of people for years, and it's given me the experience to where the guy that I worked with, his name is Joe Motes, had Volcon Incorporated, which is all Star Trek. They did some Buffy the Vampire Slayer shows and some Western shows. He comes to my show, and all the people I worked with during my stint with him, he'll come up to me and get on stage and hug me and say, I'm retired. I could not think of anyone else I can think of more than Sean to replace me. And that's a big thing, because he's like a mentor to me.
That's really cool.
And I try to make...
And I've met him before.
Yes.
He's a very, very nice man.
He is very nice. But I'm going to have to run, because I have to. If I didn't know if you want to wrap up the show a little bit.
Yeah, we can totally wrap it up.
Tell you about your...
Yeah, definitely. You can check us out at HH Podcast Show on the Twitter machine, hhpodcastshow@gmail.com, and don't forget to put spicy deuces in the subject line so you can send us those questions. Also, hit us up at facebook.com/Happy Hour Podcast Show and soundcloud.com/Happy Hour Podcast. But tell us how they can find you guys.
You want to do it, Randy? You want me to do it? You can find us. We usually just do Facebook. It's if you want to know about SYFY Bartow, it's SYFY. That's SYFY Bartow on Facebook. Also, if you want to email us, it's sci-fi-bartow@gmail.com. If you want to talk about our podcast, which is Talking Sci-Fi, Randee, how do we get there?
That would be YouTube. You can message us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and if you have to have the email, this is talkingsci-fi@gmail.com.
And we would love for you guys to check out our show. It's
Please do check out their show. This is hashtag Happy Hour Podcast approved. You need to go check out their show. This is must-watch TV.
We're more of a comedy end of it because we're just two guys talking about sci-fi. We may not remember actors' names, or movies, or television shows, but we have fun with it, and I make a lot of fun of Fat Randee, and it's really awesome.
I would like to also point out our sci-fi is SYSY, not SCI.
It's the SYFY. It's the STD channel that shows sci-fi movies.
That's right.
As
That is-
we like
that
to
is-
call
that
it.
is-
Yeah.
that is true.
SYSY.
Yeah, the SYFY.
SYFY,
Yeah.
SYFY. But we really appreciate you having us on the show today,
Anytime,
brother.
guys.
Great.
Anytime. I want to do this more because I love you two guys. I love having your opinions. I love having your voices and having your voices out in the internet and on the Twitter sphere and all that stuff. I think is amazing because you guys have such a good point of view, and I want to bring that to everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for having me on your show because we're doing it live on video as well as doing it live on our podcast. Thank you so much. And hashtag Duce is on the loose.
Yay! Bye, guys.
Bye.